Hey everybody, this is Victoria and I'm here with a design team layout for the Hip Kit Club using the August 2018 scrapbooking kits. I just love layering, and that's what this layout is all about. So here's a photo of my daughter and I, and we're wearing matching dresses, and I'll get to that story in just a second. So what I'm doing is showing you just a few of the elements I'm using from the 2018 August kit. I have some textured Bazzill cardstock, along with a few pattern papers from the kit. I also did some fussy cutting with some of the pattern papers from the kit as well. So the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane Darling and Kind Heart papers. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of the Three Sides pattern paper by Tangerine. That is from her latest collection called Shine On. So to the pattern paper, I adhered the solid white texture cardstock from Bazzill, and I want to jazz that up a bit using some Shimmer's colorings. Well, Blow Me Down, that comes in the color kit. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of that on, and I'm using my paintbrush as well as a palette knife, and I'm just sprinkling that on. I was just tapping my paintbrush with that palette knife. That allows me to have a little bit more control over the mist. Next, I'm going to take a piece of pattern paper from the Tangerine Shine On collection that's called Three Sides. I had to think about that for a second. It's called Three Sides. I'm adding some foam adhesive there to the back because I wanted to stand up, add a little bit of height and texture. I just wanted that mist to show at the top and the bottom here under this layering element. And there we go. Add a little bit of adhesive to that and we're good to go. So now it's time to frame up my photo. So using these really cute frames from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection, I'm going to take my photo, which was originally printed 4x6. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that frame right on top. That adds a lot of texture and that pop of black that also coordinates with the color of our dresses. Now I took a journaling card from the kit, which I've already filled out. I've already journaled on it. And the journaling is just talking about how a few months ago I had purchased a black hooded jersey dress, and my daughter wanted one as well. She likes dressing up like her mama. So we were at the mall a couple weekends ago, and we found a dress that was similar to mine, so of course we had to get it. So this layout's called Always Twinning. This is the second time that she and I have had almost identical outfits together. The first time we purchased some really cute pants from Old Navy. That's probably at least 3 or 4 years ago. She can no longer wear hers because, of course, she's growing. I can barely wear mine, and I'm growing for totally different reasons. I'm growing out while she's growing up. And so we don't wear those pants anymore, but we thought it was cool that we were able to at least have matching dresses coming into the fall season. So we look forward to getting our boots and our scarves to go with those dresses and coordinating and dressing alike. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to layer, and if you've never followed me before, for those of you who have followed me, I should say, you know that I love to layer, so that's exactly what I'm going to do on this layout. So I went ahead and layered in some tags. All of these elements, for the most part, are from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection. I also layered in some flowers. I'm going to work on the title before I go too far with my layering because I can get a little carried away. So I'm taking some of the thicker fonts that came with the kit, as well as some of these Maggie Holmes Willow Lane stickers, which are really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and put that Always sticker down in front of the word 20. So the layout will now be titled Always 20. And I like the difference of the fonts and the title just to add a bit of interest. Now I'm going to pull out the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane Decorative Trim Stars. And to be honest, I don't usually go for these type of elements for my scrapbook pages, but I decided, you know what, they came with the kit, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. So I'm testing out some Tombow Mono adhesive to see if that's going to sit still, and it actually will. That works fine on those decorative stars. So I'm going to get those all nice and positioned, and that adds just a little bit of sparkle to the layout. Once I have that adhered, I'm going to go ahead and pull over some pieces that I cut from a few of the pattern papers. This one was from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection, and it had a whole bunch of little banner sentiments. This one says, Happy Little Moments. I'm going to position that right there at the bottom of that journaling card. It had a sentiment towards the bottom of it that I didn't really care for, so I thought I would just cover that up. Then I have another little sentiment here that says, love you so, I believe that's what that says. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it, so I set it to the side. Next up, I have some butterflies that I fussy cut from one of the pattern papers from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection. So what I'm doing is positioning the butterflies around the page, so to the left of the layered centered cluster as well as to the right. And I want to pop up these butterflies with some foam adhesive to give the illusion that they're flying on the page, just to add some movement and some whimsy. So once I'm happy with the positioning, I'm going to go ahead and add that adhesive. Now I have this label that's from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane Embellishment or Ephemera collection. And then I also found some tags along with this label. And I thought I would create a cluster there at the top. And at this point I wasn't quite sure if that was overkill, but I needed something there at the top, I felt. So I added some banners as well as the label and another butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the butterflies, go ahead and commit to that on the page again, using some Tombow Mono there in the middle of the butterfly. I'm having a little hard time with that there at the bottom. And then I'm going to add some foam adhesive to pop those butterflies up. Now cutting out or fussy cutting these images from some of the pattern papers is not only a great way to get some mileage out of your pattern papers, but also you can create some pretty cool embellishments on your page. This is a great technique for those of you who need to do scrapbooking on a budget. You don't have a whole lot to spend on embellishments. This is a great way to create your own. And if you're a Kit Club subscriber, this is a great way to spread out your supplies that you get with your kit, make them last a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and position those banners there at the top, and I thought I was going to have both of them come off the page so I could trim it up. I'm just going to do that to one of them, that little triangular banner. So I'm going to add some adhesive there to the back of that. Thought I was going to adhere that on top of the blue banner, decided not to, so I'm going to put that right underneath. And I'm not quite sure if I got that particularly straight. I think it just looks like it's not straight because it's behind the banner that has a fishtail, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now I'm going to add the label, and to that label here in a second, I'm going to grab another piece, a little sentiment that I fussy cut here to add a little something else to that cluster. So here we go again with the butterfly, adding a little bit of adhesive there in the middle of the butterfly. I'm going to press that down in the middle, and then of course I have my foam adhesive on the wings. That'll pop up the wings for me. And they'll stay that way in my album. So when I put it in the page protector, I'll continue to have that height and dimension. It won't fall flat to the page. All right, so I added that sentiment, love you so. I added another sticker under the word twinning that says the perfect day. And I'm looking at those stickers again. They're absolutely lovely. I want to take this little dotted sticker. I felt that there was something that was missing at the top of that layered cluster where the photo is. I just wanted a little tiny something there. So I'm going to adhere that sticker that has repetitive dots. Now, something that I do all the time, I will adhere my tags down without actually adding any fiber, and then I decide, hey, I do want something to go in the holes of that tag. So I just grab some twine from my stash, and I'm just wrapping that around. That's black and white twine. I thought it went well with the black and white elements. Added a tiny bit of adhesive to the back of the tag. Now I'm going to trim it up. And then I'll do the same thing with the other tag, just wrapping that around, adding a little bit of texture. So it's just a little tiny bit of details. Those tiny small details that make all the difference on a scrapbook page, I believe. So I'm going to wrap that around again, adhere it, and then I'm done. Okay, so pulling out these beautiful chipboard stickers that come with the kit. That's from the Maggie Home Willow Lane collection. And I want to add a little bit more of this gold to the scrapbook layout. So I grabbed this heart from the chipboard sticker set. I'm going to position that right there on top of the flower there to the bottom left. And then I'm going to grab this star, and I'm not quite sure where I want to position it. I want to put it up there by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and put that layered right there on the little butterfly. And that just adds a little bit more sparkle to the page. Looking at the sticker sheet, decide that I want to grab this label that says the light of my life. I'm going to put that right there on the frame. And because I can't help myself, I need to add yet another butterfly to the page. I just felt there was something that needed to be there at the bottom by the title. And I had one more butterfly that I hadn't put on the page, so I grabbed that one. It's a blue butterfly, and I put that on the frame there to the right-hand side. Okay, so busting out the little puffy stickers. These are from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection. I'm grabbing the hearts from that little sticker set, and I'm putting them in the middle of the butterflies just to add some more dimension and texture. And there we go, a beautiful layered layout, always twinning, a cute story about my daughter and our matching dresses. For more Hip Kit Club design inspiration, make sure you check out the Hip Kit Club blog. Also, if you haven't already, join us on the Hip Kit Club member Facebook group. The design team is always posting photos there of the projects that we're working on. Hope you're having fun with your August kit. I'll see you next time.